Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Google Sheet Spreadsheet tutorial videos. Episode 1 is currently linked up here and also in the description box, so please do feel free to check it out. Also, feel free to use the timestamp on the video. It's in the description box and also on your screen, so feel free to use the timestamp to skip to the various parts of the video you might find useful, but it won't hurt you if you watch everything. At least you're helping me out and my channel. So in today's video, we'll be talking about various math pointers and how they are used in a spreadsheet. We'll also be talking about the range of a spreadsheet, introduction to the formula bar, entering data into the spreadsheet, and basic formatting. Without wasting so much of your time, come let's go onto my computer. Let's get started. Now, this particular cursor pointer is used to highlight data in Google Spreadsheet. Let's say we want to highlight this data in this column. Provided it's showing this mouse pointer, I'll just click and drag to select everything I want, and then it highlights it. We also have this particular mouse pointer that looks like a hand and it indicates move. So if I want to move the data, that's number, if I want to move that to another cell, once it's showing this pointer, I'll click and drag to wherever I want it to be, and then it moves that particular data to the location I want it to be. Now, this plus sign that is showing at the edge of a cell is known as autofill. If I click on that and drag down, I'll be able to autofill the remaining cell with that particular value. Now, looking at this particular data, we can see that this data is only in the C1 column. At least from the formula bar we could see that, but we are saying that it expands down to other column. To make all this text to appear in a particular cell instead of spreading to other cells, go to the column and once you get this particular arrow showing there right now, double click and it automatically expand that particular cell or column to fit in all of the data. We can also go to format and use text wrapping. Currently it's on overflow. Select wrap to wrap all the data in that cell instead of overflowing into another cell. You can also use this particular cursor to drag to expand it manually, or you double click and it expands it automatically. Now, what is a spreadsheet range? A range is a combination of a group of cells. Let's say I click on this area. This is actually a range of data, and if we look at the name box, it displays the first cell, which is H2, separated by a column, and then the last cell down here, which is L16. So this particular collection of cell is called a range. Now, the formula bar is very useful in every spreadsheet program, and so right here is the formula bar where you have this fx. This bar right here is the formula bar. Formula bar shows the data in the spreadsheet as well as the formulas that apply to a particular cell. Let's say here we have number, and it's, if you look at the formula bar, you're having number here, but if we say this particular cell D3 is equal to this number here, that's the cell B3, and we hit enter, we can see that for this particular cell, number in the formula bar is number in text, but in this particular cell D3, number is in the formula bar is showing equals to B3. That means it's a formula referencing that this cell is equal to whatever is in B3. We can also use the autofill mouse pointer we saw earlier, drag down to apply the formula down here, and everything here appears here because it automatically assigns the formula, applies the formula to this one. So whatever we have here, we'll see it in this particular cell. Now, there are various ways you can enter data into a spreadsheet. One is to begin typing manually. So let's say I have this as my data. By typing in manually, I can input data into my spreadsheet. And if I want to override a particular cell, I'll just have to click on it and begin typing whatever I want to overwrite it with, and it takes effect. If I want to edit a particular cell, I need to press F2 to enter edit mode, and then add I can add text into that particular cell. If I want to enter into a new line when in my edit mode, I can use Control and Enter key to enter a new line, and I can continue typing. We saw in episode 1 of this training how to import data into the spreadsheet. So if you haven't seen that, it will be good for you to check that. It's linked in the description. There are lots of tips here and there that you'll find useful. So let's apply some basic formatting to this data. First, we can see that when we scroll up, we lose the data. And if we have thousands of rows in this particular data, we will easily lose track of what is in each cell. So one thing that is really useful is to freeze the headers. So I'll click on the row, which is 1. I'll go to view, click on freeze, and select up to the current row, which is the row that I just selected. Click on that, and now this dark line shows that particular row has been frozen. And so when I scroll up, I can still see what each of these columns represent. Now I want to edit and format this particular data, and one useful thing to do is, for example, we are saying salary. It's also good to represent what currency we are talking about. So now we can see that the currency format is dollar, and if we want to change it, we have to go to File, then go to Spreadsheet Settings, and we change the locale from United States to our country, and then we can also select the time zone and save and reload. Now we can see that our currency is now in the British pound. So when we click on this row, we can just click on the currency, and it applies that currency to our salary column. To change the data type of the data in the respective columns here, you just have to click on that particular column, go to this section of the ribbon, and click on this arrow to expose more formats. Now it's on automatic, but this is plain text, so we can select plain text, come here and do the same. Here is showing currency. I won't change that, the format, this data type is okay. And then here is automatic, but it's a date format, so I just have to click on date, and there are various date formats. As you can see, there's time. If I want the time, if I want the date time, I have the date and the time as well. And you can basically select the one you prefer. Now we are going to do one final format before we finish this episode 2 of this tutorial. We'll come to format and click on alternating colors, so we're able to format our data as table. Looking at this pane for alternating color, we can see that it has selected the range it's going to apply this to, which is the data in this cell, which is A1 to E13, displayed even in the name box up here. And that's what is showing in the range. And now I selected header because my table has headers. If it does have footers, I can also as well select footers, but currently it doesn't, so I'm going to leave that. Then I can choose the styles here. As I'm clicking, you can see that it's taking effect in the color showing in my data. So I'm happy with this. And you can also decide to change the colors manually here, or you go with the default ones, the color 1 and the color 2 and all of that. When I'm happy with that, I can click on done, and I have been able to format my data in a table format carrying the various colors, making it more appealing and readable. I hope you found this video valuable, and if you do, please give it a like. It helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, so it will gain more exposure so that people can also see this video and learn from it. Please, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel, and let me know in the comment section as well what kind of video tutorials you'd like to see from me, and I'll definitely record it. Until I come your way next time, bye.